Fox News alert Wall Street on a roller coaster again after the Fed's bold move this morning dealing with the coronavirus crisis. Joining us now, Larry Kudlow. He is, of course, a top White House economic advisor. Larry, we got limited time, but thanks for coming in, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let's do a lightning round. The Fed move. The president's been pushing the Fed to act. They've acted again this morning, and yet the markets are not happy.
Well, I think the markets aren't happy because the entire package has not been done. I mean, we've got to get this package to pour liquidity and cash and make more credit available. Here's a key point, Ed. Inside this package, there's a special Treasury fund. It's called the Exchange Stabilization Fund. We're raising that to $500 billion from 75. That allows the Federal Reserve to come in and make loans against that equity. In other words, that's the Treasury's equity, and the Federal Reserve, and they've extended, the Fed's doing a great job, they've extended their credit facilities, just think of it as Fed loans, to small and medium-sized businesses now. They're looking at asset-backed stuff for credit cards and student loans and other borrowing mechanisms. This is absolutely essential, and I think Wall Street and the stock markets want to see this huge Fed credit liquidity backstop, and the core of it, the equity piece, is in the legislation, which may or may not be voted on.
So that's the Fed piece. Now the stimulus piece that you've teed us up for, which is that the markets, more importantly, workers around America, as you know, want action from the Senate. They haven't gotten it yet. Democrats blocked that vote last night. Let me play devil's advocate. Chuck Schumer is saying that $500 billion fund that would be at the discretion of the Treasury Secretary, the big sticking point, they say anyway, is that it's a slush fund, they say, for corporations. It won't get to workers, and you don't have strings attached. Your answer, sir.
Well, look, I mean, Senator Schumer should be able to come to an agreement on that. That's the ESF fund that I'm talking about. So the nub of the whole issue, to get the Federal Reserve lending and some other things, it's not a slush fund. Look, that will get money to small and medium-sized businesses, okay? It will also get money to key parts of the economy that are distressed. There's nothing slush about that. It'll all be done transparently. No question about that. But we're going to give, the direct checks to the workers. That's very, very important. We've helped out, people who have to stay at home because of the virus. That's very, very important. We have a loan guarantee program for small businesses. It may take a little more time, but that's very important. We've got direct deposit from the IRS into individual men and women, whatever it is, $3,000 a family. But on this so-called slush fund, I want to be very clear. This is something that is the corner, the keystone. When we get that done, and it will be transparent, the Treasury will run it with the Fed. It will inject liquidity. It's probably, Ed, the fastest way to get liquidity and credit into the economy, into all these sections. I mean, the Fed's opened it up. I'm just going to read it to you. Student loans, automobile loans, credit card loans, small business loans, money market loans, corporate bond. This is what will keep us whole while we hope and pray that the virus flattens out in the weeks ahead.
Larry, I've got about 30 seconds, but big picture. The president tweeted about midnight, we can't let the cure be worse than the problem. He seemed to be talking about, in another week or so, making a decision to try to get the economy back open. Governor Cuomo said much the same a minute ago. He said, we got to plan the pivot, open the valve. How do you do that?
Well, we're going to have to try to do that. We can't shut in the economy. The economic cost to individuals is just too great. So let's see how this thing plays out. More testing is essential, and we're loading up with tests now. That's going to be a big help. But the president is right. The cure can't be worse than the disease, and we're going to have to make some difficult trade-offs. I'm not the spokesman. I don't want to get ahead of the story. I spoke to the president about this very subject late last evening, so we'll be looking at a number of different things. Let's give it another week.
And you're optimistic you'll get this deal in the Senate today? Real quick answer. Optimistic?
Either today or tomorrow, Ed. I just can't believe that the other side of the aisle won't help us on this. I just can't. It's beyond my head to know that they won't help us get through.
Everybody's watching. Larry Kudlow, we appreciate you doing this under tight pressure here. Thank you. We'll see you soon.
Pleasure.